So Oppenheimer, I mean, again, in a 3-hour movie, there are a lot of great moments. I know one of your favorite sequences is also one of mine. It's when you go toe-to-toe with Mr. Jason Clarke towards the end. And it feels like suddenly we're like in like a classic, I don't know, a classic play, like 12 Angry Men. Like this like confrontation between Rob and your character, Oppenheimer. And this happened relatively later on in the shoot, as I understand it.
This was the last 2 weeks of the shoot. That whole sequence, that whole hearing, we shot pretty much in order at the end of the movie, which is rare enough.
Yeah.
And so everyone was really warmed up by then, and like we were really in it. We were all exhausted, but we were really in it, and it felt to me like being, like you say, piece of theater. Like it felt like being a company of actors.
Yeah.
We were in this horrible tiny location, and everyone was squashed into that one room. But we just go in and hit it every day with those scenes, and they were great. They were some of my, and you know, Jason Clarke is such a wonderful actor, and he gave me so much stuff in that scene, in the sequence that is in the movie, where you know it's right at the end, and then all the light comes through the window and everything, and like Chris said something to him, and before the take, and the camera was pushing in, like moving down on a big kind of, I think it was on a track, I'm not sure, but I thought he was gonna punch the shit out of me, like Jason Clarke. It was so outrageously aggressive. He was like moving down with the camera, and we were just kind of improvising. But it was terrifying, but excellent. And that's the take that's in the movie.
Was the light, was that practical? Or
all practical, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There was a huge rig outside the window that went up. Yeah.
So yeah, and his physicality, his bulldog energy, taking off the glasses and just like poor Oppie is just like hollowed out. You feel he is like a shell of a human being. Yeah. And we just feel it depleted. He's dead. He's like dead inside by the end of that scene.
And the stuff that he's addressing, it doesn't really get addressed in any other part of the movie, but it's kind of the theme of the film. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And then how long does that take? You say that's a couple weeks in that room doing all the stuff in there. Like that specific confrontation is a couple days. Is that like?
I think we were doing sections of it, you know, over and back. But the big showdown probably would have been a half a day just to do that, because we were working at such a lick. You know, it was crazy.
No, it's fun. Again, Emily said the reverse. She like wanted to punch him out. Like she was like so angry.
Oh
with
my
him.
God, Emily Blunt's performance in that sequence is one for the gods.
Truly. What's it like, by the way, to go? I mean, have you learned something about like the way like Downey and Emily approached this kind of crazy process the last 6 months of like going on this ride? Is that because I feel my sense is like you found a way to enjoy this in your own way, and like this isn't your natural thing. We've talked about this, but like I feel like you've like leaned in as much as you feel comfortable leaning into this kind of crazy part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with a lot of great people.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned Emily and Downey, like they're just the best.
Yeah.
And Chris and Emma. So I'm with really good people, and it's such a joyous celebration of all the hard work in the movie. And like again, you know, you when you see the reaction from fans, from people that have watched this movie over and over again, like it's very hard not to be humbled by it all and to be very grateful. So yeah, I think the more you do it, it's never normal, but you become slightly more used to it. You know?
Fair enough. Yeah, speaking of like being humbled by it, a photo just started circulating of your script, I guess, from Oppenheimer. So was this the script that he gave you? You can see on it, it's Chris Nolan writing to you, "Dearest Cillian, finally a chance to see you lead."
Oh yeah, I got him to sign that at the end, so because the script is you know, it's all annotated and like bashed up and like everyone knows now it's on red paper with black ink, but it's to me it was one of the greatest screenplays I had ever read, and I really wanted Chris to sign it for me, and he wrote that lovely dedication.
What do your typical annotations on a script say? Like, what are you writing? What are your notes to yourself?
All sorts of different things. Can be stuff, the character stuff can be very basic stuff. Can be just thoughts I'm having. You know, I was looking at them, and some of them I can't even read because my handwriting's so bad. I don't know what I was saying to myself. Yeah. But it's just a kind of a stream of consciousness sort of stuff. Yeah.
Is the ultimate extension of this crazy Barbenheimer thing where you guys both succeeded in your own ways, which is fantastic. A win for everybody. It feels right that you should be physicist Ken in Barbie 2. Are you game, Cillian?
I mean, now that you've said it, everyone on the internet will probably insist on that.
Just trying to get you work, buddy.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.